outro. Well, intro. Anyway, I had a great time seeing you last weekend. I loved our walk in the park and the rose garden, and I was really happy to have an opportunity to get out for a little bit in the afternoon, which is really nice. Anyway, I'm back at home again, as usual. So this week, I'm going to show you how to do Zen Tangles, which is something I did a lot over the past year and a half. So I hope you enjoy.
Okay, so to start off your Zen tangle, what you can do is take a shape that you want to make the tangle in, the drawing in, and you can trace it. That one's a circle. You could use a postcard. Just trace it. It doesn't matter if your fingers get in the way. You can even do like your own custom shape, so you can just do a freeform circle, whatever you want to do. So then what you do is you cut these out. Okay, so now I have some different shapes that I cut out, and they can be big or small, and you can start doing your Zen tangle. So to start doing your Zen tangle, what you want to do is create some bounded areas, kind of like when you were a kid and you used to scribble all over the page and color the pieces in with crayons to create a random picture. You can do that exact thing with your Zen tangle. Or what you can do is you could do some kind of more structured shape. It doesn't need to be a complex pattern. I mean, you can just do something simple. Like you could do just, that's enough. We could do a Zen tangle with just this. Or you can do something more complex. You could do like a flower with maybe suggestion of leaves or something like that. Or you could do just like a simple pattern. Or you could do something that looks more like a picture. Like you could do one like this. I borrowed it from that magazine cover. I just did a rough drawing of the bird. And it doesn't have to be exact. And then I did a hint of the flower. And then for the colors in the background of the picture, if you look again at the picture, there's some blurred flowers in the background. So to represent that, I just did some random shapes around the bird. Once you have your basic drawing done, you're going to take it and ink it. So take your favorite pen and then just trace that line. These are the examples that we have. So now the next job for the Zen tangle is you're going to fill in these spaces with details and patterns, and that's sort of how you can take your time coloring them and make each one unique. Now, depending on what you want to do, you can have a theme or not have a theme. You can just let your mind wander and use any shapes you see around you, any patterns you see around you. So, like, I'm just going to start here with drawing just a weird line like this, because we have such small shapes here, so I'm going to divide these up a little bit, I think. And so then, you know, I might do a bit of a theme with maybe like leaves. Maybe I'll do some leaf shapes. And then down below, I might do some sort of water shape. So that's an example of what I might do down there. I drew the patterns into the first section. So now I have to do the second section so that I can do the same thing. Except this time I might do more of, like, let's say we'll do like a brick pattern. This is all things that I saw yesterday when I was hanging out in Boston with you. Right now that's what I'm choosing to do. I'm going to do the little rose bushes. We saw some rose bushes, so I'm going to do just some stylized lines coming up. There was small clusters of roses, of little white roses in small clusters. So I'm going to put those all on, cluster it all into a little thing. And then we have those rose leaves, which were, they have like this fairly typical leaf. And they probably have some thorns in them too, but that's okay. And then we saw one called Gypsy Rose. And that guy was like more open and was bright red and had this flower that was climbing and sort of more free. So you have one more section of this little tangle. So something else that we did while we were there is we rode on the train. So one thing I could do in this little section is maybe do some train tracks. So the next step is to actually color this in. Now you can do it again, you can do this any way you want. So this is our first one that we finished. It's all about the walk we took yesterday. Then this one I did a little bit more geometric, some geometric shapes. Of course, the bigger this is, the more you can do sort of a geometric pattern. But I did use sparkly glitter markers, so that makes it beautiful. Then this one I did using just, you know, black and whites, like black, white, gray, simple colors as an alternative. And sometimes all you have is pencil, so sometimes you can't do too much. And then finally this one I did, and you can see I colored in each section with different little pattern and gave it a little border, but sometimes the pattern breaks through the border, and so that's the final one. And then as an example, some other examples in case you're interested in doing this one day if you need to relax. Here's an example of one I did when I was going to the hospital a lot. Then this is one I did in the car going down to Boston, where I drew a bunch of these circles here at home, and then in the car I was filling them in with different design ideas to use in other tangles. So you can see some of those. Also, if you just want to do the coloring and you don't feel like coming up with the idea at all, you can go on to printmandala.com and a million other sites, and they have mandalas that already have patterns in them, and you can just color them any way you want with whatever you want. So that's like another idea. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed learning about Zen Tangles, and I hope that sometime you take a try.